Graduates and faculty may be seated. Welcome to the 146th Greencastle High School Commencement Ceremony. As I stand here looking at the graduates, I think, wow, all of the things that you have accomplished, grown, and changed over these past 4 years. Whether you are one that will be staying in our community, leaving and returning, or going out and finding a new community, we are truly blessed to have been in your presence. Graduates, look around. You have a lot of individuals who are here to support you. Faculty members, thank you. You found a way to reach each one of these individuals in your own way to make them what they are today. Community members, thank you for supporting and entrusting your students with us at GHS. If you are a parent or a guardian of a graduate, please stand. Thank you. At this time, I invite Senior Emily Gray to the podium for the singing of the national anthem. At this time, if everyone would rise, if you're able, and remove your hats. Graduates, you may keep your caps on.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
You may be seated. And now, under the direction of Mrs. Annette Munoz-Thede and the band, will salute our military. We ask that veterans and those now serving and those preparing to enter into the military to stand when your anthem is played. The Army. The Air Force. the Navy, the Coast Guard, the Marines, Now I would like to welcome Senior Class President Mitchum Staggers to the stage.
Hello. As I pondered the idea of my speech, I was seeking quotes to reference and inspire me. And luckily, my mom came through with a list full of quotes for me to use. So thank you, Mom, for this quote by Rick Warren. Fact 1, you cannot please everybody. Fact 2, it's not necessary to please everybody. And fact 3, rejection will not ruin your life. Quit trying to please everybody. Remember that nobody can make you feel inferior unless you give them permission. As my peers and teachers, both inside the classroom and out, you see me make mindless mistakes and ask stupid questions. But is there such a thing as a stupid question? Yes, absolutely. But while I still passionately regret many of these moments you have all witnessed from me and more, they truly have shaped me into my contemporary character. So while I'm not gunning to make a fool out of myself, I do believe that embarrassment and, on a greater scale, mortification is the greatest teacher and motivator. So choose to liberate yourself from the shame and disappointment of your mistakes and flaws and accept who you are, beautiful faults and all. And while this is much easier said than done, I hope my words have resonated with at least one person in this auditorium, because it's not weakness to slip up. Rather, I believe it reflects tenacity and one's ability to thug it out. I have a deep respect for people who are able to let themselves break free from the fear of ridiculousness and allow themselves to be inept without feeling truly foolish. In this same sense, I challenge you to strive for self-satisfaction and focus less on how others will perceive you and your risks. Another statement I will say that is much easier said than done. I got it. Thanks, Sue. So no matter what, just own it, because whatever people say about you or me is none of our business. So, be yourself, be nice, be kind, be considerate. However, most importantly, do not be afraid to make mistakes. So, in the wise words of Winston Churchill, success is not final, failure is not fatal, It is the courage to continue that counts. Because although a question may seem stupid or a mistake feel fatal, the value gained in such experiences will always outweigh the setbacks. That's it for the speech, but I'm going to thank some people. I would like to thank Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior. Amen. Next, I would like to thank Mrs. Perrin, my English teacher, for helping me tweak my speech and for being a goat all year. My mom for always helping me out with stuff, speech related or otherwise, being a role model and teaching me that grace is free. My dad for always encouraging me to be my best self and not settle for less when I can be more and achieve more. But all the teachers who were nice to me and gave me a pleasant high school experience. Ms. Burkhalter in particular, because one extra credit assignment in creative writing gave me the idea for my speech. So thank you very much. All my ladies and my goats who I can laugh with, cry with, and plan on keeping on for a long time in my life. My nana, my aunt, my grandma, her friend Gail for coming all the way to Indiana. Fly high, Princess Diana, and stay super freaky. Lots of love. Thank you very much. The green? Okay. We thank Mrs. Munoz-Thede and the members of the Greencastle High School and Middle School bands for this prelude this evening. We would like to extend our appreciation to Mrs. Dessa Frank and her art students who prepared an exhibit of their works, located in the lobby of McAnally Center. As president of the class of 2025, I would like to welcome to you the 146th Amendment of Greencastle High School. We would like to recognize our members of the Greencastle Board of School Trustees, President, Mr. Edward Wilson, Vice President, Mr. Dale Pierce, Secretary, Mrs. Megan Inman, Board members, Mr. Jimmy Beasley and Mrs. Catherine Dory. I would also like to recognize the Superintendent of Greencastle Schools, Mr. Jeff Gibney, the Assistant Superintendent of Greencastle Schools, Mrs. Rebecca McPherson, the Principal of Greencastle High School, Mrs. Yolanda Goodpasture, and the Assistant Principal of Greencastle High School, Mr. Adam McMickle. Finally, I would like to recognize senior class sponsor, Mrs. Diana Myers, and my fellow class officers, Sabina Seaman, Evelyn Green, Quinn Asbo, and the rest of the GHS faculty and staff. Before my speech. Anyways, so now it is my honor to introduce to you the Salutatorian of the Greencastle High School class of 2025, Sabina Seaman. Sabina will receive her Salutatorian medal from Miss Annette Munoz-Thede, GHS Band Director.
Thank you, Mitch and Mrs. Munoz. I am honored to stand before family, friends, the school board, and our wonderful teachers as a member of this graduating class. Thank you for your guidance, patience, support, and belief in us. None of us arrived at this moment on our own. In fact, I know that as we leave this high school and begin to take true agency in our lives, many of us may never cross paths again. But as we move forward, I will always be grateful for the community we built in our own hometown and keep all of you in my prayers in the hope that we will all cross paths in eternity. Through all of the grueling studying high school has demanded of us and the high self-expectations which naturally followed, the most beautiful thing I've discovered is the importance of living out one's own unique identity. Although it sounds cliche, I believe that in order for us to know our vocation, we should avoid worrying about conforming ourselves to an image others have molded for us, an impossible task. Even if it's more comfortable for us to adjust our character depending on who surrounds us, it's important that we really be true to ourselves. You'll never regret not compromising your beliefs. So, at this stage in our lives, we will have to be honest and ask ourselves, what is it that we will prioritize in life? Even if we don't exactly know what we'll do with the rest of our lives, none of us should be afraid or anxious. Because a teacher of mine once assured me that making decisions is not difficult if you know what your values are. I believe all of us are meant to do great things, but there needs to be an end goal which truly matters to you, whether that is to start a family, devote yourself to service, or develop a career. If we are driven by something meaningful, then we are more likely to take full advantage of every opportunity to obtain our goals. And know that these great things don't need to stand out or be recognized by the world to be meaningful, because greatness is often hidden. It lies in our acts of sacrifice and humility more than in our abilities. Living out our unique identity consists in embracing your gifts and talents, but also in offering those talents in service to others and living in love and compassion. So be faithful in the little things. The smallest act done with love is more powerful than you may realize. The world tells us that we must climb, but I believe we were made to stoop low, to serve, to love, and to be gentle in a world that often forgets how. Today is a day of celebration, and rightly so. We have worked hard, but let our greatest joy not be in what we have done, but in what we have received. The love of our families, the care of our teachers, and the gift of our friends. All of us are meant to love courageously and defend what we believe in. If we leave here committed to doing that, not perfectly, but sincerely, then I believe we'll have already begun to live something truly great. Thank you. Now it is my honor to introduce to you our valedictorian of the Greencastle High School class of 2025, Mr. Taisei Ishikawa. Taisei will receive his valedictorian medal from the French teacher, Miss Amy Berry.
Hi, everyone. After the pandemic, I really didn't want to go back to school. I was nervous, even scared about being in a new environment around people I hadn't seen in more than a year. But I realize now that if I hadn't come back, I would have missed out on personal connections that have determined the whole course of my life. We're all here today to celebrate a big achievement, the end of more than a decade of education. At milestones like this, it's natural to reflect on what we did as individuals to get to this point: the tests, the hours of homework, the rehearsals, and the team practices. But while some combination of effort and ability allowed us to make it to graduation, I think that we should also take a moment to recognize a fundamental truth: that none of us got here alone. In AP English Language this year, my class read a chapter from Malcolm Gladwell's book Outliers. The chapter is called The 10,000 Hour Rule, and it's about how many of the people we think of as great, like Bill Gates, the Beatles, and pro athletes, only got to be so good at their jobs because they were lucky enough to know people who gave them the chance to succeed. There would be no Beatles, for instance, without a savvy promoter who booked the band's first major gigs. There would be no Bill Gates without generous parents at his school who paid for a computer lab to be installed. Likewise, each one of us owes our success not only to ourselves, but to those who helped us along the way. This semester, for example, I can't forget the help of teachers like Mrs. Munoz-Thede, who encouraged my musical journey, Mr. Kuhn, who offered me the chance to help with real scientific research, and Madame Berry, who sparked my love for French. Mr. Wheeler has taught me the subtle art of the rhetorical example, and Dr. Hale challenged me to tackle difficult problems in physics while boosting my confidence. And Mr. Wilson has been a constant source of candy, legal analysis, and classic catchphrases like, sad, get good, I guess. In elementary school, I also remember Ms. Schlatter, who made American history come alive for my fourth grade class, and Mrs. Roberson in middle school, who pushed me to challenge myself in math. Outside of my teachers, the conversations that I've had with my friends in first period IU math and at lunch have made me laugh, question my beliefs about the world, and once or twice fall out of my chair. And my parents, of course, have been my rock. My dad has taught me how to persevere in math, and my mom made me a reader for life. Without these and other influences, I would have been a very different and likely much less successful person today. I would encourage each of us here to reflect on how others have helped us to reach this point and what we owe to others in return. More specifically, I'd like us all to remember that everyone who helped us was like us once, profiting from others' generosity just like we did. Following their example, it's our responsibility to pay it forward, to do for others what the important people in our lives did for us, so that when opportunities come along, they will be as ready to seize them as we have been. Thank you. At this time, we will hear from Mr. Ross Hansen and the members of the Greencastle High School choirs. They will be singing the song May You Love and Be Loved by Greg Gilpin. Thank you, Mr. Hanson and members of the Greencastle High School choirs. It is a tradition at GHS for the senior class to select a teacher to make the teacher's address. It is my honor to introduce Mr. Matthew Williams, GHS Spanish teacher.
Good evening. My name is Matt Williams, and I am the Greencastle High School Spanish teacher. And like the class of 2025, this is my 4th year at GHS. Thank you, graduates, for the opportunity to be here and speak today. What a great 4 years it's been. This is a moment of tradition and change, growth and discomfort, excitement, and maybe even a little bit of nervousness. These dueling emotions, they walk hand in hand, and all of them are just as real as the next. For you, though, I hope that this can be a moment of celebration, levity here at the end of an incredible accomplishment many years in the making. Congrats. You've all earned this. To everyone in the room who has loved, supported, or otherwise encouraged these graduates, thank you. I come here today with an ask for each of you. While this may be the end of school, let this be the continuation of a lifelong pursuit of learning. Learning is not an individual endeavor. Wherever you end up after this, find a community to learn from. Thought partners that can share different perspectives, friends you can disagree with and still love, and people for you to share your time with. 4 years ago, I moved here not knowing anyone in this town, but I have learned so much from my community. Like on my first week here, I learned that Jackson Street becomes Manhattan Road, and you absolutely should not bike there. I learned that when somebody tells you past the old Kroger, they're talking about the museum. And I learned that a GCB is the only thing to get from Marvin's. And thank you. Lastly, from you all, I learned what it means to be a Greencastle Tiger Cub. And don't worry, learning is not something that must happen in a formal classroom, but in the everyday life. Learning is not measured against others, it's only yourself. What do you know today that you didn't know yesterday? It's not simply memorizing verb charts or math equations or just chasing a grade. Learning can be anything. What do you want to do with your time? What is your biggest dream? What makes your partner smile? How do you cook your favorite food? How do you change a diaper? Where's your neighbor from? Finding the answer to even just one of these questions each day is learning. Do you know more today than you did yesterday? And will you strive tomorrow to know more than today? So in closing, I've often thought back on the simple words that I used to recite as a 4-H'er. While they didn't seem as profound then, by living in a community and learning from those who live here, it's really resonated with me, and I would like to share it with you all. It's just a promise to lifelong learning that is driven by community engagement, by using 4 H's. Your head to clearer thinking, your heart to greater loyalty, your hands to larger service, and your health to better living for your community, your country, and your world. Thank you all so much.
Are you guys ready? It's now time for the seniors to come forward to receive the recognition for receiving their diplomas. It is my pleasure to introduce Mr. Adam McMickle, Assistant Principal of Greencastle High School.
Mitchum Matthew Comfer Staggers. Taisei Robert Ishikawa. Sabina Grace Seaman. Anderson Michael Abel. Anthony Houston Adams. Emma Nicole Allison. Marlena Ingrid May Andrade. Elizabeth Quinn Yu Asbel. Kyra Lynn Bandy. Dylan Patrick Barkis. Clara Lillian Barger. Zachary Robert Barron. Wyatt Allen James Beeman. Sophia Wilcox Black. Zoe Lynn Brannon. Kyle Robert Brentlinger. Trenton Alexander Bright. Laurel Elizabeth Brown. Trey Edward Bias. Emma Rochelle Callahan. Dylan James Campbell. Trayton Lane Clark. Waylon James Cook. Caleb Sean Crowder. Kyla Jean Curtis. Gabriel Michael Dewey. Lauren L. Dibble. Kayla Helen Marie Dickey. Elizabeth Dillon. Alexandra Lee Dobbs. Olivia Grace Elkins. Addison Joanne Fowler. J. Max Glotzbach. Emily Marie Gray. Evelyn Michaela Green. Val Gu. Patrick Thomas Halloran. Caleb Ray Hartley. Alicia Ariel Hernandez. Quentin Lee Homer. Hannah Renee Hurst. Braden Robert Inman. Haley Lamb Eisman. Autumn Lynn Knox. Samuel Jeffrey Lancaster. Grace Ann Long. Zachary John Martin. Antoine Michael McCombs. Tegan Drew McRoberts. Axel Cole Mickey. Emily Madison Middleton. Jacob Ivan Cole Miller. Miley Page Miller. Aiden Samuel Monroe. Braden Michael Monroe. Brianna Joyce Mollis. Keegan Alexander Navarra. Jasmine Louise Niner. Jonathan Wynn. Tristan Wade Devine Norman. Bryson Christopher Nunn. William Christopher Olson. Samantha Dawn Overbay. Nathan Patrick Ryan Overshiner. Ashlyn Nicole Pearson. Cameron Lee Pingleton. Bo Charles Query. Zachary David Ramey. Aurora Elizabeth Roberts. James Robert Newby Robinson. Amanda Jo Rogers. Elizabeth Rayanne Roeder. Joshua Owen Rumpel. Sydney Noel Shrewsbury. Bailey Rose Schrum. Kylie Lynn Silbert. Jacob Ryan Simmerman. Braxton William Singley. Talmaya M. Mavera Slagle. Keegan Andrew Smith. Danielle Renee Stolting. Mary Jo Strother. Trent Alexander Tam. Kelsey Marie Telford. Caden Andrew Tomasino. Brylan Riley Tucker. Brooklyn Bernie Ann Tyson. Aiden Van Zant. Madison Lee Wagner. Donna Elizabeth Bruning Waite. Josie Lynn Walls. Connor Lane Weddle. Caitlin Madison Welker. Emma Nicole West. Promise Eden Williams. Ian Christopher Williamson. Riley Edward Wilson.
Mr. Gibney, it is my duty and honor to present to you these students who are eligible for graduation. Upon the recommendation from the faculty of Greencastle High School, I'm pleased to report that these members of the class of 2025 have met requirements for graduation as set forth by the Greencastle Community School Board of Trustees and the Indiana Department of Education. Graduates, please stand. As principal, I hereby certify that these students are candidates for graduation. Graduates, move your tassels.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is my distinct honor to present to you the members of the 146th graduating class of Greencastle High School, the class of 2025.